Indiana Fever sign Damaris Dantas. People aren't happy about it. Oh my gosh, the Indiana Fever were running it back. Shoot. Amber Cox, what are you doing, Amber? I get it. And I think a lot of the reaction is because...
That reaction says a lot. Indiana Fever fans aren't just disappointed, they're really angry. What makes this interesting is that Damaris Dantas isn't even a bad player. She has actually shot over 33% from three-point range in 4 of the last 6 seasons. So why are people acting like this signing proves the front office doesn't know what it's doing? Why are some fans even saying everyone should be fired? The truth is, this isn't really about Dantas. It's about the timing, the expectations, and the fact that fans just watched other top teams make big, bold moves while their team made this one. That's what's causing the frustration, and the real story is what happened behind the scenes to lead to this situation, which nobody is really talking about.
News that we've gotten. That's not just blatantly going to occur. And when we see all of these news transpire, and this is the first thing we see from the Indiana Fever front office, it doesn't really make you feel good, right? And I actually like Damaris Dantas. I'm not opposed to Damaris Dantas as a minimum player. You know, as a 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th person on the roster, I'm not opposed.
Here it is, the first real news Indiana Fever fans got this offseason, and it's just re-signing a player who shot 22% from 3 last season. Meanwhile, other teams are making big moves. Angel Reese gets traded to Atlanta, Chicago picks up Raka Jackson, the Sparks add Ariel Atkins, Minnesota is trying to sign Inka Wick, and New York is looking at possible teammates for Breanna Stewart. Every top team is making headlines, while the Fever's big news is bringing back their 10th player. That difference feels pretty harsh. But what most people don't understand is why this move happened at this time. That's the part many are missing.
Only had 2 seasons where she shot below 33% from 3, and that was in 2022 with the Lynx and 2025 with the Fever. Every other season outside of that, she's been 33%, 43%, 39%. So Damaris Dantas can definitely shoot the 3. Last year was no doubt about it a down year. So if we're going by last year, I understand, can't be too happy about it. But again, as an end of the bench, end of the roster player, it could definitely be worse than Damaris Dantas, especially when you take a look at the landscape of the WNBA. Some of these players...
He's right about the stats. From 2019 to 2024, Dantas has been a solid floor spacer, shooting 33%, 43%, and 39% from 3 in different seasons. She's shown that she can shoot well. She doesn't need the ball much, sets screens for Caitlin Clark, passes it back to her, and helps create space on the floor. On paper, for a veteran minimum player at the end of the bench, this move actually makes sense. But that's not why fans are upset. The problem isn't who Dantas is as a player, it's what this signing says about how serious the Fever are right now. And there's a bigger issue here that people still aren't talking about.
At you. Stephanie White, we had tons of players injured last year, but you didn't even feel the need to give Damaris Dantas some actual time. That's concerning, number 1. But number 2, if you guys gave her like a $350,000, anything other than the minimum, I'm going to say I would change my view of this. If we're giving her 400,000, 375, 410, even at the lower end, I'm not going to be jumping for joy about it. But if it's a vet minimum $300,000 deal, okay, not too mad.
Now here's where things get really interesting. Stephanie White didn't play Dantas last season. Even when half the team was injured and they really needed shooting, she still kept her on the bench. So if the head coach didn't trust her enough to give her minutes during an injury crisis, why is the front office bringing her back? That raises a big concern about how well the organization is working together. Either White has completely changed her opinion of Dantas in the last 3 months, or the front office is making decisions without fully agreeing with the coaching staff. Both situations are worrying, but what's even more interesting is how the fans are reacting to all of this.
And I think it's mostly because this was the first news that we got. Shout out to Chick 6 Scars. It's wild to see so many Fever fans outraged by this. Dantas is a quality backup who can stretch the floor on offense. She was great when size gave the offense to Caitlin Clark. The key is the crappy Stephanie White, whose style was not good for Dantas. I agree. If this is a vet minimum player and she's like, okay, you're not really doing good, our backup's not really, all right, Dantas, get in there. Let's see if you can give us a nice jolt of offense.
Listen to that frustration. People aren't even talking about Dantas as a player anymore, they're questioning the whole organization. One person calls it nepotism. Another says the front office isn't qualified at all. Someone else thinks they'll run it back, blame Caitlin Clark if things go wrong, and then act like they're better without her. This isn't normal criticism after signing a role player. This is what it looks like when a fan base starts losing trust in leadership. And honestly, they might have a point because the timing of this announcement says something important about how the Fever's front office is operating.
This is a reminder that the Fever are not a serious organization. It is a nepotism front office that is completely unqualified and incompetent. Shoot. If this was the last second re-sign, like we fill in our whole roster, we already went out, we got our power forward, we went out, we got our backup guard, we got our number 2 coming off the bench. If all of that already took place and then we got Dantas, I think fans would be a little bit more receiving. But the fact that this is the first news, timing sucks here. Timing definitely sucks here. Too slow to run, too timid, weak to guard a real post player. Inconsistent with their outside shot, is a big for nothing 3-and-D forward, the best the Fever can do in free agency.
Listen to that frustration. People aren't even talking about Dantas as a player anymore, they're questioning the whole organization. One person calls it nepotism. Another says the front office isn't qualified at all. Someone else thinks they'll run it back, blame Caitlin Clark if things go wrong, and then act like they're better without her. This isn't normal criticism after signing a role player. This is what it looks like when a fan base starts losing trust in leadership. And honestly, they might have a point because the timing of this announcement says something important about how the Fever's front office is operating.
Streaky shooter. Yeah, no, she is. Oh man, I feel bad for Dantas. She doesn't deserve this. She doesn't deserve this. Indeed, Michael Sir Dweeb, I agree with you. Assuming she's on a minimum contract, I don't have much issue with this. She was very bad in 2025, but could get back to her 2024 form. Either way, she's just end of the bench insurance for backup 5 minutes. I agree. She's going to play occasionally. She's not going to play every day. I don't think she's going to play every day. She's going to play when we really need a spark, when we really need to kind of change it up, mix things up. All right, Dantas, get in there. Let's see what.
Look at those comments. People are calling for the entire front office to be fired. They're saying Kelly Krauskopf and Amber Cox have no idea what they're doing. Some fans even say they're wasting Caitlin Clark's time. This isn't just disappointment, this is a full fan revolt. And the harsh reality is that Dairis Dantas is caught in the middle of all this. She doesn't deserve it. She's just a veteran trying to keep her career going, taking a minimum deal to be a backup player. But because the Fever announced this move at the worst possible time and in the wrong situation, she's now become the symbol of everything fans are worried about when it comes to the team's future.
They got to be doing something. I refuse to believe, because I am hearing some things. I refuse to believe that they're just going to run it back. I refuse to believe they got a new training facility coming in 2027. I refuse to believe they're going to run this thing back. If it's the same starting lineup last year as it was this year, I will be pissed. I will be pissed. If they don't go all in, we got a first glimpse of our $78 million. You got light-field dual practice course, recovery suites, chef-driven nutrition program, content, golf simulator, childcare spaces. If they don't go all out and try to bring in a real floor spacer at the 4, a real backup guard, somebody off the bench that can come in and get, shout out to courtside, come in and get buckets, I would be disappointed. I would be disappointed. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support. Hype the video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it.
Fever just announced plans for a $78 million practice facility with dual courts, recovery suites, chef-led nutrition, golf simulator access, and even child care spaces. On paper, it looks like a franchise building toward championships. They've got Caitlin Clark, the biggest name in women's basketball. They made the playoffs last year. Everything is in place to push forward right now. So why does their first major offseason move feel so underwhelming? The Dairis Dantas signing itself isn't the issue. As a veteran minimum depth player at the end of the bench, it's a perfectly normal move. The real problem is what it signals about priorities and communication. When you're building around a generational player like Caitlin Clark, every decision sends a message. And right now, that message feels like caution instead of urgency, like the team is comfortable making small adjustments instead of aggressive upgrades. That disconnect matters because Clark's rookie contract won't last forever. The window to build a true contender around her while she's still on a team-friendly deal is limited, and every offseason is important. Meanwhile, other teams are making big, attention-grabbing moves. Angel Reese moving to Atlanta, Raka Jackson to Chicago, Ariel Atkins to the Sparks. These are headline-making additions that signal ambition